Well, this morning, let's kick off with some exciting news and take you live to the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, where NTV's Brian Otwal, he is a sports anchor, is standing by. And the picture on your screen is of a plane. I'm not sure if that is the plane, but Brian, what we're waiting for is the World Cup trophy to land in Nairobi.
Yes, Smriti, the airplane carrying the trophy, that is the FIFA World Cup trophy, has landed in Nairobi at the JKIA airport. Currently, it's making its way to where we are at the stands, at the waiting bay rather. And this is now for the third time that the trophy is being brought in the country. Remember, it was brought first in 2010 when it was making its way to South Africa for the 2010 World Cup. And also in 2013 when it was going to Brazil for the 2014 World Cup, that then in 2014. But then now it's making its way in Kenya after touring Addis Ababa, and now it will be here for that is today and tomorrow before heading to Mozambique, that is tomorrow morning. The trophy is coming here in Kenya in the back of preparations for the World Cup that will be taking place in June. And the trophy, or rather the FIFA World Cup trophy, they are seeking to take the trophy to 51 countries among also in 91 cities within the within the globe, that is the whole world, so that to entertain and bring everybody on board ahead of the World Cup that will be kicking off in June. Also, Coca-Cola giving free tickets for fans to go and watch the trophy that will be at the KICC, that is tomorrow morning, throughout the whole day before it travels to Mozambique, that is Maputo, the capital city of Mozambique. Also, something to note about this, it can only be touched by a few people, that is the former champions of the FIFA World Cup and also the president of the country. That now, being that it is in Kenya, it will only be touched by the president, who is Uhuru Kenyatta, in the event that will be taking place later in the afternoon. So fans will only be allowed to take photos with the trophy later on tomorrow, with the trophy just coming in a few minutes from now. Looking at the plane where it is right now, it's making its way to the waiting bay with everybody, all the officials coming in. I've seen FKF President Nick Mwendwa also waiting for the trophy. I've seen the Nairobi women rep, as well as the other officials from the football fraternity as well, waiting to see if the trophy can come in. Something to note, or a few facts about the trophy. Remember, this was designed way back in 1974. It was the first trophy given in 1974. This is the second trophy and the best design out of 53. The one that was designed in 1966 got lost in 1983. So this is the second trophy. The first trophy got lost in 1983 in Brazil. Remember that trophy also got lost in England in 1966, but they managed to get it back. But then when it got lost in 1983, it wasn't to be seen again. And this second trophy that was made coming in 1974, that was the first trophy given to Brazil, who are the first winners of that competition then. And this is now the second trophy, and whoever wins the trophy from then had been given a replica trophy for the same. It is an 8-carat trophy, gold. 8-carat gold trophy weighing 6 kilograms and 14.5 inches. That is an equivalent of around 36 centimeters. If you look at the ruler, the normal school ruler, it is on that height, only exceeding it with about 6 centimeters. And you can only imagine having an 18-carat gold within you. So somebody can just steal it and maybe go smelt it and to have the gold with them, Smriti. But then that is something else to talk about. Also, something notable on the trophy is the green substance base called the malachite. The malachite that is at the base where the names of the winning countries are. So we're just waiting. If you look at the plane there, it's making its way to the stadium, or rather to the waiting bay, and in a few minutes it will be landing, and it will be coming off, and we'll get pictures of the same from here at the JKIA. Remember, it is the third time coming to Kenya after it came in 2010 and also in 2013, and this is the third time making its way to Russia, where the World Cup will be held later in June. Smriti.
Exciting, Brian. I'm really not sure, though, if anyone would manage to get their hands on that trophy to steal it, just because the security must be really, really tight. And of course, we'll ask you more about the security later on. And it is solid gold, as you said, and it is also estimated at $1 billion shillings. A glittering trophy, really, really exciting. So yes, we of course look forward to seeing that trophy that of course will be heading to State House later today. But before that, no doubt you as the journalists will be on the ground and we'll get more from you. Do we know much else about the program of the trophy? Sort of where do we expect it to go? We know it's going to State House and I think tomorrow to the KICC as well. Talk us through really where else it might be going and also about the security around this huge trophy made of gold.
Yeah, the trophy, there's tight security here at the airport and the trophy will be making its way. There will be a short event here at this airport before the trophy is taken to the State House where the president will be given a trophy and a chance to hold it, and perhaps just give us a brief of what he thinks about the trophy coming to Kenya and ahead of the World Cup. Kenya is not participating in the World Cup, but then that does not mean that we cannot host the trophy. So it is something that we are waiting for. After here, we go to the airport. There will be a convoy all the way from the JKIA through to the State House where the trophy will be hosted there for a few minutes before it departs to where it will be sleeping. I'm not aware where it will be taken to later. But then later, it will, tomorrow morning, fans will have a chance to go take pictures with the same starting morning and at around 9 to 10 there at the KICC. So it is something we're waiting for to know the much details about it. But then talking of security, it is well tight. Everybody watching what to do, and all the staff here are holding on to what.
All right, Brian, I just cut you off for a moment as we were losing your audio slightly simply because of the loud noise of the aircraft that now seems to be in its position. And it really is quite amazing to see that that entire plane is dedicated to this World Cup trophy. As you can read there, Coca-Cola, the sponsor, and it says FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour. Brian, if you can hear me now, because the sound seems to have reduced for the moment, do we know who is aboard that plane with the trophy, and where has this plane come from?
Sorry, Smith, I couldn't get you right. If you can take that back.
I was asking Brian, where has this aircraft come from and who is on the plane?
All right, Smitty, I didn't hear that well, but then I suppose you asked about where it's coming from. I tried listening to that. It's coming from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where the trophy had been for the week, and that is from Saturday and Sunday, and it will be here for 2 days as well before it goes to Mozambique in Maputo, that is the capital city of Mozambique. It is taking 2 days in every country. I'm not sure where it will be heading from Mozambique, but then the organizers are seeking to see if the trophy can make it within 91 cities and 51 countries in total before it makes its way to Russia later in June, Smriti.
And my other question to you, Brian, was do we know who is aboard this aircraft?
When the trophy travels, it only has a few staff from Coca-Cola, a few staff from the FIFA who are holding the trophy, and maybe the plane crew. And so far, I'm not aware of who else may be in the airport, in the airplane. But then it's something we're waiting to see, and any details of that will emerge probably in a few minutes from now, when the plane will open its doors and the people inside as well as the trophy will be brought out, Smriti.
We can also see that the red carpet is being laid out there, so we'll give it a couple of moments before the doors are opened.
Yeah.
But Brian, of course, despite the aesthetics and the fact that this is a trophy made of solid gold worth 1 billion shillings, take us through briefly the significance of this World Cup trophy, perhaps for people who aren't big fans of football. Why does this trophy matter so much, apart from the fact that, you know, it's made of solid gold?
Well, Smriti, the trophy is one of the most recognized symbol in football. This is the World Cup trophy, and any country, remember, countries merge every 4 years to come and compete for this trophy, and the winner goes home with the trophy. Not specifically the same trophy, they only get to hold it during the championship and are given the replica during after they won the trophy. So it is something that every other country taking part in the competition, not only those taking part, those who are wishing to take part, Kenya included, see it as something that is so worthy, being that they play the club championships as well as the continental and country championships. So this is something that brings together the top, or rather, if I can call it, the cream of the cream from all the countries. Here we have celebrations from everybody. We have even a group of Maasai who have come here to entertain the people and try and receive the trophy. So the trophy is something that is so much recognized in the football fraternity. Remember, this trophy coming in, it is the best design out of the 53 that were designed way back in 1970. Remember, this is the second trophy. The first one was stolen, if I can say so, and the doors of the plane have been opened there, if you can see that. This is the second trophy that has been made for the world competition, rather the FIFA World Trophy. Remember, the first one was stolen in 1966 in England, but it was recovered again. It was again stolen in 1983 in Brazil, where they couldn't get it, so it's not known where it went, but then people say that it got melted and somebody went away with it. Remember, it is 18 carats of gold. You can only imagine that, Smriti. 18 carats of gold weighing around 14, if I can say 6 kilograms, which is 14.5 inches of the same. So anybody who can get that may call himself a rich person, if I can say that, Smriti.
Yeah, most definitely. But of course, it is so meaningful to countries that actually win the trophy. Of course, it is so important for them. And
there it is coming out, Smriti.
Okay, this is the moment. We do see officials disembarking from
Those are the officials yet, and they'll come with the trophy, I think, after all these officials are out in a moment.
All right, it'll be interesting to see whether we actually see the trophy as someone disembarks from the plane, or perhaps it is still wrapped up or kept very safely, and we'll see it once they come down. But what we're seeing at the moment is, of course, some excited, probably Coca-Cola officials, maybe, taking pictures and selfies as they disembark here at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Has the entertainment started? We saw some Maasai dancing, but are they close enough to welcome the crowd that's building up on the staircase?
Yeah, the people who are here to entertain the crew are preparing themselves, and if I can see them, they're getting ready for the same. But then looking at the people who are coming out of the plane, it has also some people from Kenya. Remember, for the trophy to be brought in your country, there have to be like a few people from your country who can come with the trophy and try and escort it into your country. So in Kenya, there are a few individuals who are taken out of Kenya to go bring it. That is from Ethiopia. That is yesterday. Among them, we have Carol Adul from Kiss FM as well, and Bamba Sport. So some of my British Jalo as well, who have come to escort the trophy and bring it home. And entertainment is beginning in a few. If I can see the people there preparing to try and entertain themselves, or rather entertain the people who are also here ahead of the trophy being brought, or rather touching down in Nairobi.
In this day and age, you've always got to give a minute for those selfies before the climatic moment. You've always got to give a moment.
Sorry?
I was saying, Brian, that in this day and age, you've always got to give a moment for those selfies before any sort of climatic moment. So there we see all those who were aboard that plane. It does look like they have disembarked and they are meeting various ground staff officials. And Brian, which African countries are set to participate in the World Cup?
Sorry?
Which African countries are set to participate in the World Cup?
Well, Smriti, this year's World Cup will have most countries from the West Africa, and among them Cameroon, and also we have Egypt taking part in this competition for the first time after missing it for probably, I think it's 2 editions, I'm not sure on that, but then they're coming back after missing for quite a while. Also, we have Tunisia taking part in the competition, and those are just some of the countries. We have 5 countries to take part in this competition. That is later in June. Remember, this will now change maybe from the next edition where more countries are expected to take part in the competition. But there was a proposal to have more teams take part in the competition, and Kenya, or rather Africa, my apologies, Africa will have more than 5 currently. They only take 5 teams to the competition, and they will have more, probably being that it will have more teams. I think 32 will be taking part in the competition. So this is something that will now give even other countries, among them Kenya, the chance to see if they can qualify for the competition for a first time.
All right, explain the atmosphere to us. Who is present at the airport? You did mention some government officials, but is there a big sense of excitement? Are there lots and lots of journalists, local and perhaps international, here to cover this event? Take us through what you see and hear around you.
Yeah, there are local media also ready here, among them also CCTV there. International media are here, BBC as well as VOA also here, Kwese is also here, among the local other media stations ready to receive this. The excitement here among everybody, that is from the media, the officials, from the Coca-Cola, who are also the sponsors of the World Cup trophy coming, making its tour to the countries, are also here and ready to receive this trophy before they have a short event just around here, and then it heads to the State House, where we'll be talking more about football, perhaps, where the president will also be saying 1 or 2 things. We are not sure rather what he will talk about when he receives the trophy. Remember, Mwai Kibaki, that is the former president, received it in 2013, and this time he will be the one receiving it, so we wait to see what he says. And when the former president, Mr. Kibaki, talked about how he can grow football and try and see if Kenya would try and move to some level where we can be in the World Cup. He talked about it, and it's remained a dream that we are still pursuing up to the moment. So we wait to see what the president will talk about in his speech later on this afternoon about how we can try and improve football in the country. We know that there are a few changes that are happening in the country, a few developments in the sport of football among the stadia that are being made also to try and see if we can improve sport. Remember, it is the stadia that was one of the main reasons as to why we didn't host the CHAN competitions, but then that is now water under the bridge. We try and move on and try and see what other competitions we can move into. We have the Africa Cup of Nations that is later next year, and Kenya is still in the qualifiers stage, so we try and see if we can qualify for the same. We wait to see what all of them will say. We have Nick Mwendwa as well here to just keep us up to date and tell us what he expects of the same.
And Brian, it really does look as if that red carpet, unfortunately, was placed in the wrong place. It hasn't been utilized at all. But anyway, that aside, just for our viewers who perhaps might be joining us, what you're watching now is our live coverage from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with NTV sports reporter and anchor Brian Otwal, who's on the ground there at the tarmac where that FIFA World Cup trophy tour plane, customized plane, has landed. Of course, the World Cup trophy was aboard that plane, and no sign of it yet, so we're not sure if it is still on the plane or if some of the officials have perhaps carried it off as well, but officials have disembarked. And what you can see on your screen is also Brian Otwal. Brian, go ahead.
All right, Smriti, I'm here with the Football Kenya Federation Chairman Nick Mwendwa, who can just give us a snippet of what he expects before the trophy comes down. And Mr. Nick, you're here to receive the trophy. What do you make of it all?
No, it's a good thing Coca-Cola do for the game, going to 50 countries plus with this trophy so we can have a chance to see it. A lot of us Kenyans will not go to Russia, it's a good thing to come close to it, to see what it experiences, to align our dreams to what this trophy can do and in how long we can get there.
But then, Nick, the dream has always been so long. We've been talking of Kenya going to the World Cup, going to the World Cup. It's now another edition coming in June. We'll have another edition in 2022. The dream will just be just a dream. What do you think of that moving forward?
We have to work from grassroots. There's no other way. We have to create a generation that can do it from under 13s upwards. It's a 10-year dream. We will try 2022. But if we meet 22, for sure we have to go to 2026. And so that dream has been there since I was born until I got the Federation. I think that it's a valid dream. We have to keep chasing it, no matter how long it takes. But I can say it's closer now than it has been before.
You say it's closer, but then we have also the teams that are here. We have Harambee Stars team that is preparing for the qualifiers in Africa Cup of Nations. Don't you think what is the Federation rather going to do as a morale booster for them? Is there any plan for the Federation perhaps to try and get players to the World Cup, to try and see it even if they can't take part in it?
We realized a number of things. One is budget. There was never a budget. The Deputy President assured us a budget of $4 million for the journey to the Cup of Nations. We are on it. We're preparing so we can get there. We're going to Morocco to play 2 matches. We'll play again in May. Then we wait for Ghana and we fight it out there. Do we have the best talent? We want to see. Give it everything, let's see. Secondly, methodology and how we do it. Let's see how we work it out. I think the key thing is to wake up and start doing something, and we're doing that.
Just before you go, because I'm seeing the trophy going to be taken there, just briefly, Paul Put, the coach, Harambee Stars left. That is a setback to the Harambee Stars. What is your take? He left.
We're getting a new coach next week, Brian. A new coach.
All right, thank you so much. That has been Nick Mwendwa, the coach of the Football Kenya Federation President, Nick Mwendwa, talking to us about his expectation. But then right now we are headed to picking the trophy. I can see the Tourism Minister Najib Balala also in hand to receive the trophy. Also there, Nick Mwendwa has left me to go and receive the trophy. So we'll be giving you all that as it comes, and the plane is yet to open the door for the trophy to be taken out.
So, Brian Otwell, that is what the red carpet is there for. It then is perhaps in the right place if that door above the red carpet is where the trophy will come out from. The other door was, I suppose, the back door. So, I was wrong. The carpet is perhaps in the right place because it wasn't for the officials. It was, in fact, for the trophy itself. So, we'll wait and see what happens. We will, of course, be keeping our viewers up to date. At the moment, the picture on your screen is simply of that plane and various officials gathering towards the front of the plane, as Brian said, probably waiting for the trophy to actually be removed from the plane. So lots of excitement coming to us from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as the World Cup trophy tour of the World Cup comes to Kenya. And in case any of you don't actually know what the trophy looks like, in our earlier shots of the full plane, there was an image of the trophy on the tail of the plane. That is what it looks like. Perhaps we'll bring that image to you later on. Remember, it is made of solid gold worth 1 billion shillings. So it is a huge deal in terms of aesthetics, weight, but also it's significant, especially in the world of football. So for now, we will just keep an eye on what's happening at the airport. It seems like a very busy day. As Brian said, lots of international, or well, a few international, but lots of local media there standing by to capture this very important moment. The World Cup trophy is, I believe, sponsored by Coca-Cola, the US beverage maker, and Coca-Cola is giving free tickets to those willing to view the ultimate football prize. More on that perhaps from Brian. And of course, this is the most recognized sports symbol in the world. It is heavily guarded. And according to the Daily Nation, a former G4S brand manager told the Nation that 4 million shillings was spent guarding it when it first landed in Kenya in February 2010.